Hi, this is Mary DuPrie of Mary DuPrie Studios, and today we're going to be shooting my third in a series of DVDs. What I will be covering today is I'm going to build on the foundation that I have laid in my second video, which is simply modeling. It's going to be a little bit more advanced. We're going to be getting into sitting down on the floor, sitting in a chair, sitting on a bench. We're going to be standing. We're going to be in a bed. So we want to fine-tune this. We want to add to it. I've added a lot more hands and working with your hands by your face, a lot more body lines, working with the face and the eyes, working with the hair. So today we're covering that, and basically what I've added today is a bit more of the swimsuit, a little bit more glamour shooting. The differences between what is more towards a men's shoot or a men's magazine and a woman's magazine. So what we have is we can do a bathing suit shot, but what is the market? Is it for a men's magazine or a woman's? What we have are different categories in the industry. We have editorial posing, which I'm really not covering in this particular DVD. Perhaps in the next one will be more editorial poses, but this one I wanted to get a little bit more glamour and bathing suit. So what we have is I'm working on the techniques that basically come from high-end catalogs. I feel the foundation of modeling comes from high-end catalogs, and they would be the Neiman Marcus catalog, the Saks Fifth Avenue catalog, Nordstrom's, Macy's, even Spiegel's. I do not get my information from editorial spreads in magazines. Typically the posing there is very contorted and very over the top. What I want is to lay the groundwork for what is pretty, what is acceptable, and work from there. What are beautiful lines? How do you make your client beautiful? So we're not doing editorial poses in this. What we want to do is poses that would qualify for catalog work, for beauty work, for bathing suit, and for glamour, and that's the basics that we're going to be touching on today. So I hope you enjoy the third in my series, and I hope there will be many more, and the next to come will be even more advanced, and we'll add to this one. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much. All right, Tiffany, what I want to show you today is how I go about taking a headshot, and also at the same time how you would go about sitting on the floor. What are some of the things to look for? First of all, what I want you to look for is I want your face straight into the camera. All right? I do not want you to take your face and go and give me different pictures like this. This is the #1 hard habit for me to break models of. They will just freeze from the neck down, and they'll go picture, picture, picture. They'll go, oh, I'm giving her lots of variety. And in effect, it's not what we're going for. I want the head for this. This portion of it is a headshot. So what I want you to do is lock your face into my camera, and I want to see the width of your face here. It's very important for the agencies to see the width of your face. I do not want you to do this. What that will do is shove the eye into the corner. Really doesn't give the viewer the proper perspective of what your face looks like. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your body big in the photograph, and you're going to give yourself lots of nice lines up and down. So this, for instance, is not giving you much. And we do not want this information in the front of the picture, and I'll show you how to go about that. We also do not want you just to be lazy and hang out with this back arm popping back here. All right? If this is back here, it is not straight. We do not want locked joints. We want a little bit of a bend. So if you're over here, this rib cage part over here is doing isometrics, and it's holding up your body. So if I'm here, this is it. I am not doing this at all. Okay? So how do we go from having you do this to something that looks a lot more appealing? What you can do is use your knees basically as platforms. So what we want is we want a lot of up and down in the photograph, and we want a lot of diagonals in the photograph. So your knees can give us that, and what it's giving us is this, what we call negative space. Very important. We don't want this. We want to get wide. We want to fill up the frame. So how do we do that? Is we're going to fill the frame up thus. So have your crotch facing the side. So now I don't have a knee facing the camera. I don't have my hands facing the camera. What I want is the hands on the sides of the photograph. A simple change like this. All right? So let's try it. We'll do a few shots right now. Now, what you want is, let me backtrack just a little bit. What we want is, I want your body on an angle like this, because I want the mask of the face, which is this front portion of the face, to be first in the picture. And what that does is going to give you a strong jawbone. It's going to make your neck shorter. It's going to put it in shadow because the light source is usually coming this way. And it's going to be much more flattering to the overall picture. So instead of sitting back like this where you can see the strain, it's like come forward like this. All right, let's try that. Great, and really use that shoulder. Use your front shoulder much more. Really bring it in. What you're doing right now is your arm is straight. Keep a little bit of, there you go. I want some negative space in between, so when you do it, make sure that it's still popped out and I can still see some space in between. I'm right on you. Beautiful. And keep that, even when you bring that shoulder in, you can't just bring it in where it's straight. You can bring the shoulder in, but this still has to remain bent. There you go. You see that? Now try working that shoulder a little bit. There you go. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. I'm going to back up. Now change your body position a little bit more, and there you go. Beautiful. Watch that. Now what you have in the front, which typically I'm not crazy about in the front, is even if you have the arm straight like this, you see this right here, it's not as attractive. So if you put your arm perhaps or your hand here, you always want to think about maintaining some kind of bend in your limbs versus having it straight. And on top of that, you don't want the flesh, this arm, competing in the same plane as your face. I like it when this plane right here doesn't have anything in it, because when the picture is two-dimensional, all of this skin will be right underneath it. So you try and keep the skin away from this, and you really try to focus on this. So if you can, what you can do is put your arm and now work your shoulder. There you go. And you'll still maintain this negative space. Now watch how hard you push that hand against it. You just want it to be there like this, so you're hardly touching. Okay? Great. Wonderful. Nice. Beautiful. Watch how hard and how you splay that hand, the one that's on your leg. Beautiful. Now here's another point. What I want to see is typically what you wouldn't do either is see how your fingertips are pointing straight into my shot like this. What you would want to do, and is just for ease, is even kind of go like this, put them together just really soft, versus fingers coming right into the shot like this. And or sitting down like that, you could also, depending on how close the shot is, and that will maintain negative space in there. So if I was just doing a headshot, there's no problem with putting your hand right here, okay? A full shot, and I'll tell you when I'm taking a full shot, for instance, because that helps you, is that then if I'm taking a full shot, you'll know that you have to be much more careful about what you do with your hand here. If it's a headshot, what you're concerned about is giving me up and down and in and out and negative space. When it's a full shot, you have more to consider, and you have to consider it differently. Okay? Beautiful. Now I've backed up, and I'm taking more of the picture. So I'm all the way down, practically to your toes. Now I'm going to take some horizontal shots. Beautiful. All right, so I'm backing up because I'm using a prime lens, and a prime lens, it doesn't zoom in and out, Tiffany. So if I'm close up, I'm taking a headshot. If I'm backing up, the picture is getting bigger also. Okay, and that's what a prime lens is doing. So now, the whole shot. Beautiful. Nice. Let that hand right over here, I can tell, for instance, when you're holding it, if it doesn't have, so yep, just have a nice kind of bend. And the less I see of that, back of that, the better. So when you make it go over here and just let it hang, the better. Right now I can see you're doing that on purpose. Nope, just let it, dead hand, dead noodle. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. So everything when you're touching your body, you're never pressing against your body. It's just on your body, very soft. Okay, let's take a look at these images. All right, Tiffany, let's take a look at these. All right, now you can see here the difference of the hand in the profile. Now watch this very next shot. All right, so there you go right there. Now you can also see this is a little bit straight. This looks a little bit strained right there, so kind of watch that. Yeah, see the difference when it really is straight? Yeah, it's not as good. As far as, yeah, it's a little bit. And see the splaying of the fingers coming right into my picture. So again, we want the sideways of the hand. This is what I mean again by the fingers. So watch that. This is beautiful. This is nice. This is perfect. And again, watch that hand, okay? Beautiful. I have to watch this hair right here. Nice, though. Just look like you're hanging out. And you see how it really is chiseled with your jaw because you are coming forward. You see how this is dark. You don't see any strain in the neck, and the neck is short. Okay, now watch. This looks really big right here. That's the importance of this, is to pull that arm behind. We do not want that in the picture, okay? And I see how when you don't have much skin competing with the face, it's about the face more. Good job on not tipping the head. That's great. And this, you can really see the distortion there, okay? All right, great. Let's go ahead. Let's do another session. Let me get right on you for a headshot. Right into the camera. So I am right on you. I'm right to the top of your chest. Beautiful. Great. That's nice. Beautiful. And you can work your back shoulder a bit, too, to give a little bit of variation. And I'm right on you. Beautiful. Let me back up some. Beautiful. Keep a little bit of a bend in the arm and a little bit of negative space. There you go. That looks good. Now, because I'm cutting that off, and I can't tell what that arm is doing. It's fine, but at least it's giving me the negative space. If I was shooting a full body shot, obviously that would look funny, but right now I'm not. I'm just right. I'm cutting that arm off. Beautiful. Nice. Great. Let's take a look and see what we have. All right, Tiffany, let's see what we have. And see, even though I was cutting that out, you can see that it still makes total sense. Nice. I like how you're coming. Now, here's a situation. Let's talk about this. How much to tip your head? I'm shooting high and I'm shooting down at you. So you have to consider where I'm standing, how much to tip your head. That, for me, is a little bit too much. And that's actually a little bit too in. So sometimes you have to, and see that seems like a good amount right there. That's nice right there. Nice. That's too much. See, just that slight difference, all right? So you want it, that's a little bit too much. That's nice for this situation. There you go. That really does pull the viewer in. You can see. This is actually a little bit too much for me in my taste right here. Almost too much negative space with this much arm showing right here for a headshot. So the cure here is this arm looks like it's going too straight out. You have it too much on your knee right there, and then this is coming. So actually it's a little bit uneven. So let's go back and address that much negative space. And let's address how much your chin goes up and down according to where and how I'm standing. All right, let's go back and we'll do that. So the problem was with the last session is I felt that the space was uneven. This was too much right here, and this was too much skin. So what, instead of having it straight out for the headshot, go ahead and pull this in, and you see this right here. So you have negative space, and look, I can still use them. So I have this, and see, I can totally use it like this, versus this right here is just straight down in the shot. It's just an arm right here, even no matter what. So what I want you to do is come up on your legs, and your legs are your platform. So now watch. You can go like this, and see this can kick out. It's not just kicking out this way, Tiffany. It's also kicking out like this towards the camera. So here's your platform. This is your table. These are headshots. But you see how much I can move now like this. So it's not just negative space, and it's not just equal this way. All right? So try that. Now the other thing too is what we want to do is talk about how much you're going to tip your chin. All right? So you don't want to tip it too much. So you're going to find your zone, and you're going to kind of stay in that zone, and you're just basically softly, you're pivoting. You're kind of pivoting up and down and back and forth like this. So I'll shoot from here up, just the headshot. Great, try that. There you go. Beautiful. That's perfect, right in there. And now just give me up and down and twisting of your body. You can really, you know, you have a much wider range you can give me going like this. Great. There you go. Watch. Beautiful. Nice. Really nice. That's nice. Now watch. I still kind of have more negative space here than here. Remember that back shoulder? You can kind of, you know, bring that. It seems like you're staying on the same plane and never bringing that plane. So it's really, you got a lot that you can bend in your elbows. There's a lot more that you could do. All right? Beautiful. Beautiful. Yep. Yes, there you go. Now you're using both. We want you to use both shoulders. Really kick out. I have no negative space right there. So however you have to sit, that you can work that both. It would be easier if you took off your shoes. Let's take off your shoes. That's why she can't sit. Yeah, since we're not doing full length, we're doing headshots. We'll there you go. Still sit in a way that if I pull back, it would make sense, though. Now you still have to sit like a platform, because your legs are the platform. Here, let's get up. Here, there's no platform. Here, watch. There's no platform. You can't, you know, there's not as much platform, let's say. But if it's up here, okay, see, and what's happening right now is I'm really pushing my back, and I'm really coming like this. I'm really pushing. So it's really like this. I mean, see, and it's more. I have here where this elbow and this shoulder, it seems like it's just staying back here a lot for you. So you really want to be like, I'm really forward with my body. I'm coming forward. I'm really working this like this. So I'm not back here, and this isn't stuck. It's like really like come forward. It's just really soft, and think about, can I see through both of these like this and really work? You see, this elbow and this shoulder is not way back here. A lot of times it seems like this is what you're doing right here. It's like just really, even sometimes watch, I'm totally even sitting different. Now this backside is even coming forward versus, so really try and use both. Okay? There you go. Okay. Got it? Okay, let's try that again. Beautiful. There you go. And again, it looks exactly the same as what we've just been doing. Yep, nose right to me. There you go. Beautiful. Nope. Yeah, there's no difference. There's no change. It looks exactly, I have negative space there and no negative space here, none whatsoever. Okay. Let's try and see if you can sit a little differently and do a little bit, change up so that I can have a little bit of variety. How is it? There you go. Yeah, so it's however you have to sit to be able to free your top of your body up enough that you can pivot front to back, you see both shoulders, and up and down. However, you have to sit to be able to have both shoulders working, not just one, okay? Because I keep seeing just this shoulder front to the camera. Okay, let's try this. There you go. Just beautiful. Nice. Nice. There you go. Much better. There you go. Beautiful. There you go. Much better. So remember, I'm just cropping everything out, but the negative space still is important. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, I think we got it. Let's take a look. Now here, this hunching, yeah, it's a little too tall. You wouldn't typically do like this. So what you're doing is a little bit front and back, not so much up like that. It actually looks like you're holding yourself up like that, so kind of watch that. But yeah, you can see. It's a good start, good foundation. At least you're understanding how much you really can free up your shoulders. And it really is, for me, the foundation of everything we're going to do today. It sets, wow, you see. Beautiful. Looks a little tight in the shoulders. Yeah, nice. Nice face right here. Just very dreamy. Very nice. Nice. There you go. Beautiful. All right, let's move on. All right, Tiffany, what I want to do is just expound on the fact how you were sitting for the headshot. You're going to sit sideways like this. Again, what we want to do is have our crotch away from the picture for this, and the hands. What I don't want to see in photographs typically is, see the way I'm sitting right here? The hands are too close. It's too much hands in the photograph. Typically what we like to do is have the hands away from each other with a lot of space in between. So you would try and find how can you have them not only away, but on different levels. So I might just have the one hand up here and the other hand is invisible back here versus a lot of hand. Now, it's not a lot of hand in the respect for this shot in particular is because it's sideways. But my preference is still not both hands together like this. And obviously, I wouldn't want a lot of this either. All right, that just shows the back of the hand. This right here, no, just shows the back of the hand. So you're always trying to think, how can I show the edge of the hand, all right, versus, well, I'd never do this. Lots of fingers and see how it's splayed, all right? So you're trying to think, how can I? Now, the same with the back of the hand. I typically wouldn't do something like this, especially if you were wearing shorts or a bathing suit. What I would have here is a knee pop right to the camera, and this would turn all white like this. It's the same as if I was modeling like this and had the elbow into the picture. I really wouldn't want that either. So I try not to show the back of the elbows, the knees popping, the back of the hands. So it's like, here you are sitting down. How can you now go about having your hands different levels and away from each other? No knee pop, no elbow pop. So I can do things like this. One hand is out. You can see it's the edge of the hand. And now I even free myself up. And see this? I can really, I can work my shoulder. All right? So now we also want to start talking about speed of the shoot and zone of good exposure. And let me explain what that is. You have a couple different categories of modeling. You have posing, where you pose, I click, you move on, I click, you move on, and that's posing. It's very like this. Well, I like to tell the model what the zone of good exposure is. That means how far can you move in the picture and what I expose for typically is the face. Is the picture going to be the same right here, or if you took it upon yourself to do this? So is it going to be the same here? I mean, is it going to be dramatically different if you do this, or is it just going to be slightly different? This is how big is the light source to you? Is it a big light source? For instance, if you were outside and you were just lit by the natural sunlight, wouldn't even matter where you were. It's not going to change. If you had a very small light source, I would tell you it's very small. For instance, this is where your head must stay. If I had a small light source, it'd be up to the photographer to tell you. You have to stay there. So typically, it's on your face. So your face has to stay because he's lighting it to make your face beautifully lit, but your body can move. And that's why it's so important to have control. So for instance, if he did do that, see, I can move and I can do so much. And again, I'm trying to go up and down with my body. I'm trying to work my shoulders. It's the same. So I'm always trying to free myself up. I tend not to like just to pick a spot like this, and it's the same premise as just doing this. It's like, no, you have to think about, how does my face look the prettiest? What is my zone? How far can I move in that zone? So if I said the zone of exposure is fairly great, you have so much latitude. Now let's talk about depth of field. As a model, you would need to know what depth of field is, as I would always tell the model. Let me give you a demonstration of depth of field. Let's say we have a loaf of bread and it's in slices. If I have a narrow depth of field, that means I have picked out one of those slices of bread to focus on, whether it's the first slice or the middle slice or whatever. So what it is I'm doing is I'm picking up the camera, I'm locking focus on your eyes, and I'm recomposing. All right, this is important to know, and I'll explain why. So here I am on your eye, press the button halfway, and I move. I have to do that on every picture. So let's think about it this way. If the zone is only one slice of bread, if you're moving like this, you're out immediately. I can't capture you. You've gone too fast. Do you ever see pictures where everything is blurry from here back? The hair is blurry. Even the skin on the nose is blurry. I shoot like that a lot, and it really improves the skin. It looks much more beautiful. It's called shooting wide open. All right? Now, if I were to shoot where more slices of bread, like let's say you're standing up and you're moving in its fashion, the depth of field would be much greater. That way I would have a chance of getting you in focus if you were moving like this. All right? That's good to know. You need to know how much is going to be in focus. That tells you the speed in which you can move. So let's say a headshot. I love to shoot a headshot wide open. If you're all over the place like this, I don't have a chance to focus on you. If you were standing and doing fashion, not a problem. Even if I focused here or here, because it's, let's say, the whole loaf of bread, you are going to be in focus. And that has something to do with your mindset of how fast you can model. For instance, why I like you to lock on your head is if I lock on your eye and you lock your face into the camera and you're only moving this, the thing is, you're still going to be in focus. So here you are like this. So my head's not bobbing all over. Really like you to consider where your head is, and you model to the camera, and you see I'm not doing this. This is where you really lose focus if I'm only focusing this narrow. If you go like this, I don't lose focus. You're on the same slice of bread. All right? So it's always important for you to know how much is the depth of field. That tells you how fast you can move and in what plane you can move in. So let's say right now I'm going to shoot wide open and I have two slices of bread. So here is, for instance, how you could use this wall. I'm going to freeform, and I'm going to show you the speed of what a good speed would be. All right? So let's say here, and I'm locked, and I'm modeling. You don't have to actually stop and go like this for this. What you can do is you just casually get a couple shots off, kind of move. A new shot is as simple as moving a shoulder. What I don't want you to do is over-model and actually give me too much stuff. It's like it doesn't have to be so new, so new, so new. It really doesn't. It's like literally, it's like I don't really know what I'm doing. What happens is you learn the foundation and then hopefully you let the foundation go. That really is what a true model can do, is you don't even see her modeling becomes invisible. Where if I see you like, I guarantee every time you go like this to a new position, it will be wrong. Something, you know, your fingers will be splayed, your arm will be tight like this. So what I like to call it is unmodeling. It literally is, it's just literally, you know, you can hang out. So watch, I'll do a little bit of a narrow depth in the speed. I mean, let's say right here, you could be wearing a bathing suit. This could be a jeans shot, and I'll show you the transition. Here's the same space right here. Here you are, for instance, just hanging, just wearing jeans. Now here's a good point. Now watch this hand under here. It's like, ooh, I've got fingers coming out right here. So the whole time I'm being soft and I'm being, you know, sort of neutral in my modeling, I'm still aware of things like this. So what I like for you to do is start in a good base position, like let's say this is your base, and you know you have like good hands right here, okay? Let's say you first start, you've got an edge right here, this hand is out, and you're sitting in the right place. Now all you have to do is within this zone, stay within this zone, and don't what I call flap around like a fish, like on the dock, and like, oh, give me this. It's like so subtle, watch this. That's a new picture. That's all I need. I don't need anything more than that. So it's literally, you don't have to pick up these things and give me. So it could be, watch this. It's like, here this is, my head, just my head tipped back. Because you're moving just so soft and fluid. Do you see how it's not staccato? All right, that would be a good speed. Now let's say you're wearing a bathing suit, because this would be tough right here, because my clothes are covering this. Here would be the difference. For instance, if I was modeling, narrow depth of field still. Here's a bathing suit shot, a little bit more leeway. Here I am. Okay, this is Men's Magazine bathing suit, a little bit different. With the man's bathing suit picture, I'm going to really push my back out like this, and the reason is typically this is a feature in the picture. All right? So what I'm going to do, let's say I'm doing bathing suits. It's much more, it's like really, look how much more I'm coming forward even. And again, it's the same premise. To me, if you were in a bathing suit, it's the sexiness for me is in the shoulders. Okay, that's the difference. I never make it about the breast. I make it about the shoulder and the collarbones. It's like this in here, like this beautiful line here. All right? It's like this could be it. And this really soft. It's like, see my hands again. It's like dead hands. So if you were going like this, it's again, you don't ever see strain, all right? So let's try something like that. There you go, beautiful. You know, and I'm right on you. These are right on your face. Beautiful. Nice. So what I want you to do is vary up your look in your eyes, and I'll give you a little hint. What I'd like you to do is give me a little bit of more of a come hither look. And to do a come hither look, what I want you to do is squeeze up your eye a little bit and give me a little bit like uh-huh, uh-huh. And with your lips, it's not a smile where it's a full smile. what I want is just a little smile, and I want it to be, and a come hither a lot of times is you raise one eyebrow up just a little bit. And to do that, you need to squeeze the other eye. You can't do a come hither if your eyes are just open, because you can't go one eyebrow up. So you have to kind of like squeeze one, so you can go like that. So I want it a little bit. It's like a happy, sexy. It's like, yeah, like that. So I want you to put that in your face now.
Okay.
A little bit of come hither, a little bit like, so your mouth is not just dropped open. You're actually like, you can have it open and you can pull it just a little bit. It's not like I want you to smile like this. It's not that. It's just a little pulled, okay? And I want a little bit. There you go. Beautiful. And nose to me a bit. There you go. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Now, a little bit. I'm shooting right to your knee. Right to your knee. There you go. Beautiful. I've got just your knees in the picture. Okay, now I'm almost full length. So it gives you work. Yep, back shoulders. Yep. Watch that straight arm and that straight arm right to me and this blade. That front arm just straight like that. That's just not going to work. Try and not. Plus, it's like, feel the stiffness of it. Okay? Just, that's the first thing, by the way. That's the first thing in the picture. See, it's before your face, too. Okay? So you want to keep it very, there you go. Beautiful. There you go. Nice. Let me see more of that back shoulder. There you go. Now really work that wall. There you go. Because the back doesn't have to stay flat against the wall. The back wall can be a pivoting point. Perhaps only this much is against it, just this one shoulder. So remember, we really want you to use the shoulders as much as you can. Okay? Now, try a new starting position. Yep. There you go. Now your whole front arm is just totally. Try taking the front arm into your elbow. Yep. Yep. Let me give you a demonstration. All right. I've kind of lost it. All right. Here you go. Let's stand over here. Stand forward so you can see in my position. I like to have the model stand where I'm taking the photograph. So you're the photographer. So what's happening in this position is you seem to keep reverting back to this. And you see right here, once the picture's taken, all this skin is going to compete with this. Now watch, okay? So you as the model have to think about, okay, what's this? And if I keep mentioning it to you, then somehow, okay, you could even be back here. You can even, so it's like, especially because it's sleeveless, okay? You can kind of see how big I can get right here. Now look, it's about less skin. See this? Okay? You could come up like this. You could even see this right here. But I keep seeing just this. So here's your point of sitting is here's your butt stays here, but now watch. I mean, you don't even have to. Just because the wall is there doesn't mean you have to stay against it. So here you are right here. You could be like this. And again, it's not this. You could go like this. Okay? So really remember. So if you keep doing this, somehow you're going to have to find a new sitting position. Maybe this. Okay, here we go. All right, try that. Great. And what I want you to do is practice and give me the different looks in the face. I want a little bit of come hither. And now if your arm is just straight right into the picture again, it's right here. I'm shooting right up your crotch right here. So face your crotch on the side and see what you can do. Okay. Yep. There you go. Much better. There you go. And I want you to give me that, yes. I want you to look happy. let's do your hair behind your ear. I want a spark in your eye. I want it to like, yes, I'm happy. It's like, there you go, beautiful. There you go. Because what we're looking for, this is very important, very important. We are looking for a small eye and a big mouth and a big soft mouth, all right? There's a couple different ways you can have your mouth, all right? And to show as far as sexiness. And there's two ways, and it comes from something, is you can have your mouth open, where it's like this, and it's the breathing in open. And that's like a little bit, that's like a little bit more hard sex. It's like that, and the mouth is open, and that's the breathing out. The other part, and what that does, it shows a little bit more teeth. Now, it can be a little nasty if you're showing too much teeth, and especially if you're showing bottom teeth too much. Looks a little bit too, it's too nasty, and that we don't want to go there. You can go there a little, but be careful how much bottom teeth you show. Then the other way you work your mouth is when you're blowing out, and that would be, and that's when your lips kind of go out and they swell up. There's little tricks to get your lips bigger, and one could be, you could say the word two. It's like two. It's like, or you could pretend it's in your mind. So it's like, it's not just dropped open, because dropping open looks a little slack-jawed. It can almost look like, in a way you're going to start drooling a little, because after a while, it's like you really have no control over it. It's just open, and we don't want that. So it's like you're constantly, what is it that you're doing? Are you controlling your lips on the way out or in? Which is it? So it's like, so a few shots might be where you're sucking in and you're holding it, and you'll do a few shots, and this is for bathing suit, this is for glamour. And then there's a few shots where you're blowing out. It's like, so you're puffing out, okay? Because we consider, as far as humans, our brains consider an open mouth a sexy mouth. When it's closed, it's stern, because it comes from the reality of a situation, and the reality is it comes from sex. And the thing is when and why we're showing sexy pictures is because we want the viewer, obviously, to think of sex. So when you're having it, it comes from the reality is like you're not doing this. It's the reality is you have to have more air than normal, so you're going. And when you do that, do you see how my chest heaves with it? I'm not just like blowing. It's like when a woman needs more air and she's sucking in, it has two different things it does. When you suck in, you go, and you see it's like this, and you see how this comes forward, and when you blow out, it's the opposite to your body. Your body does this. So this is like kind of that, like that, kind of a little bit nastier and harder, versus more voluptuous and sexy. It's like when you blow out. So here's out with your lips big, and here's in like this. So that's the difference. So what you're doing, your mouth area and your muscles and your jaw have to match. It can't just be open. All right? Great. Beautiful. That is gorgeous, Tiffany. That's beautiful. Now you see how you're beautiful. That's so nice. Well, that little eye talk really did it for you. Wow, you're looking great. That is gorgeous. And now you have control of your face. I can see the slight changes. I can see what's going on. The variety that you're getting now, somehow something in that clicked, but that eye and what you're doing now. So you can see it's like an in and then it's an out, and it's like, and that gives you a variety to play with now. All right? Wonderful. That looks really nice. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we have great improvement, vast improvement. You can see the little bit of the tug on your mouth, and there again, you're not smiling per se, it's just pulled, and this little sparkle in the eye is just wonderful. That's fabulous. So much more variety. There you go. Really learning how to, and just imagine if this was straight, how that would look. So having this right here, and we're going to be doing some beauty later, and you're going to see how important it is to really, work this. You can imagine this would be a great beauty shot, which is typically just this big. If you didn't have this on, how wonderful that would be. All right? So really look at that. That's just beautiful. Much better contact. And so what we want is a small eye, and we want you to work the jaw. I feel as a model, of all of the things that a model does, working the mouth seems to be the hardest to really continuously. But for every shot, like I said, you're either doing one thing or the other. It's like you're either doing this, and when you're done with that, you're doing something else with it. So it's not just dropped open. I find this, as far as difficulty, to be quite high. There you go. Beautiful. Now I'd like to go over the foundation of how to sit in a chair or a bench, some type of furniture. We worked on the floor, we worked on headshots, and all of that information has points that we use for sitting in furniture. And remember, we talked about not sitting back because of the neck. So again, what you would do is you would sit forward. You would sit on the edge of the chair. Typically, when you give a chair to a model, you don't put your rear end all the way back. What it is you're coming forward. Again, the mask of the face. So it's almost like if I took this chair away and I sat on the floor, it would be the same. Now, we are also trying to get heights, different heights. Now, a couple little tricks to give your own height. What you can do is one of your feet could be pointed and the other is straight. Again, if you want to do a little bit more commercial and you don't want to shoot up the crotch like this, you would sit sideways. Now, it is hard for models, it seems like, to keep their waist sideways, and you do look the thinnest that way, sideways. It's a little bit easier because you're in a chair, you're forced to, and we're going to go over that part, how important it is to keep your stomach on a 45-degree angle. So here you are sitting in a chair. You have your up and down like this. You have your hands, try and separate them, and up and down. So here it could be an up and down this way. For instance, instead of having my hand coming towards the camera like this, I could simply rotate it like this. So you can see it has many of the same techniques of sitting down. It's like this you're doing. Edge of the chair, I am pushing my back forward and my chest is coming out. I mean, this is so common. And again, look what you can do. Let's say I was, doing a chair. Let's say I was wearing lingerie. I mean, I can do something like this. And again, keeping my stomach in and out. Catalog would be, you want to show a little bit of the outfit, so you would be facing forward, maybe not so spread, and like this, and like this, so you can see the sleeves. And here would be just a beautiful catalog shot, just straight in like this. And here would be even more exaggerated, really attacking the camera. Would be a little bit more glamour. Bathing suit, like this. This could be a little bit more woman's editorial. And what I want to do is talk about the different categories of modeling right now. What we have, because it depends on how you're going to model with this chair. You have editorial modeling, and that is when you're doing the inside of magazines where they're high fashion models. I'm referring to that type of editorial. They're high fashion, and everything that they're doing is very contorted. It's not so pretty as it is dramatic. All right? Then we have commercial modeling, where it's more acting and they're selling something and they're happy and they're perky. And then we have catalog modeling, perhaps, it's clothing and you're always pretty much like this. You're not doing too much. You're showing. It's about beautiful lines and it's about proper lines. The foundation of what I'm showing you today is basically high-end catalog modeling. Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, Macy's, Nordstrom's. That's your best resource for understanding the basics and the foundation of modeling. It's where I get all my information from. If I want to know how to model, I would just simply turn to those catalogs. Everything I need to know. The heights, the width, the arms, the hands, everything is there. This is how I taught myself to model. I never took classes. No one ever showed me. All the information is there. It's just you have to dissect the information. Now, a little trick here. If I want to get the height even more. What this does, not only does it put the knee taller, now granted I'm only going to be shooting, let's say, this big, it takes the pressure off of the leg. It's really hard to photograph somebody just sitting, and as you can see, if I sat and just pushed against this, you see what it is. This is the part right here, this leg area when you're sitting. That's the part that we're trying to diminish. That's the problem area. So a trick is out of sight. This is very common depending on where you want the model to be. You can do the front foot or the back foot. Now you really see how much easier it is for me to get heights. And now you can see I have this great platform. Nice. What? Oh, watch that front arm, front hand. Remember, you can use the handle too. It doesn't have to be, yeah, there you go, the jeans. There you go. Yep. So keep that in mind. Let's have a change of that left hand, that right hand, I'm sorry. There you go. Watch the fingers. Yep, there you go. Just hanging over the edge even if you don't know. Beautiful. Yep, and yep, there, you got it toe pointed. That's wonderful, great. Keep the other one flat on the floor, the back one, and then that way I'll have even more up and down, because that way you're getting, yeah, a little bit more. And face your knee, your front knee, towards the sides a bit more. There you go, even. There you go. That's nice, nice. No, better right hand, there you go. That's nice. Nice in the face. Yep. Watch your right hand. Your fingers are a little too splayed for me. Your left hand, rather. I can't think that fast to know which one is which. Let me get on your, do some face. Close up. Beautiful. That's gorgeous right there, right there. Yes, just right there into my camera. Beautiful. There you go. So you really work that area. Once I yell that out that I love it, what I love about it when I yell is I usually like the architecture where your head is. So if I really like something, it's like really work that and then just slowly, because I don't want, after I say I like it, you to go way over someplace else, all right? Let's take a look at what we have. Well, some nice specular highlights on your nose there. Let's see. Good hair. Yeah, you tend to really heavily use that and kind of almost squish it too much. It really gets a little heavy right here. Now you'll watch the next shot right here. And that's why the negative space is usually so important, because this can tend to read a little chunky like that, okay? Versus this. When you have the negative space in here, your arms will look thinner. As a matter of fact, for bridal work especially, a lot of brides will use, you know, dresses like this. And if they stand in the camera like this, they'll have a big arm. But if they just go like this a little bit and then pop the shoulder forward, you'll have a skinnier arm, and then they'll have this. So it really works well for bridal. Great face, though. Really nice face. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, that arm, that's just the arm you tend. But now this is less, you know, it's getting less. So see how it's looking better? Because I don't want that to distract from that. So when you really pull it in tight, you're still basically popping it. You're just popping it in a different way, okay? That's beautiful. Right there is really, really nice. I'd use that. Nice, nice. Okay? And again, too, you see the negative space. Now, this is nice here when you pull it back versus here, because see, when you pull it back, you see how thin this looks here, and you see the nice bend? So pulling the arm back, and I am going to get into that when I'm standing, and I'll show you how this is. So this is much nicer. This is reading a little thick, but this is perfect over here, okay? Yeah, and see things like this. Yeah, for me anyway, is distracting. I do love how you look like you're on your back hip like that and rolling on one hip or the other versus just sitting. And we're definitely going to get into that. Typically when you are sitting on a chair, a lot of times you do roll on one hip, and that really is a nice look. Really thins you. Now you can see the difference of how much, if this is all in the picture, and especially the same plane, how you really, I look here before here, okay? And this is nice, but not that. And I just thought this was a little bit straight into the camera. But, I mean, it's just, you know, showing generically. What I'm showing would be the basis for high-end catalog as far as the basis. At another time, a knee like that straight in, always exceptions to the rule. I'm just saying for basic posing, I mean, it's fine. See the hand here, how it's just there? Much nicer versus, see that hand. Okay? So that's what you really want to be aware of. See how big? This is nice. Look at that, how lean you look and how long your leg. You're always thinking about how do I get my legs longer? How do I get my torso longer? And that's why they like models to be tall. Wow, that's nice right there. And see how you see that it's only a profile of the hand. That's why that's nice. And again, here, that's nice. This is just here. This is very commercial. This would be really usable for agency work right there. It's perfect. Actually, you could put that in your book right there. And that the smile and everything, yeah, it's nice. As you just, let's go back to that. You're just, see, just straight into the camera. That's very nice. Oh, you see the pressure on both of these. So you really, so now when you start looking at these catalogs, it's like these are the kind of things that you want to start paying attention to. Okay, and again, I don't like it when splayed fingers are coming into the photo. Okay, so start at a good place and where you know your hands are good. See this raising both up and they're together like that? That very seldom works. You just see how heavy it is up there. So think about spreading this out and the space. You want kind of like negative space all the way up into the armpit. That's like even you want this space, the negative space, you want to show all the way up in, you see, all the way into your crotch too. All right, let's do one more. Another look, it's very, very common. What we're going to do is this. I mean, it's like modeling 101. Both your feet are like this, and what you do is you're just like this, straight into the camera, and see your hands. This is one of the exceptions where your hands can be right here in the photograph. There's different levels that you can have it. You can even have it crossed at your ankles, and the pose is basically how fierce this is right here and how big this is. So right here it really looks like you're attacking the camera. It's like it's really strong. The mask of the face is really forward like this. All right, and this is there again because there are always exceptions to the rule. Okay, this is real fierce. You can be on either side like this. Okay, let's try that. There you go. Nice. Nice. Your hands can be, it looks like you're kind of holding them there. They need to look really heavy. Really, like you can hardly. Yep. Nice. And you see how far. This could also be a bathing suit pose. It would be a little bit more. Actually, this could be editorial. This could be for fashion. And then she's really showing her legs long. And it could be men's magazine, both. This kind of straddles both categories like that because of it. Because it's a fierce pose, and editorial would be fierce. It'd be really in your face, all right? Absolutely. Nice. It's like you really, with this kind of thing, it's like, bam, you're really attacking the camera. Watch that. I feel some trepidation in that left hand of yours. Just let it... It's like drop, and it can be pretty close. Beautiful. It's like really fierce. This is when you want to really squeeze your eyes, almost like you can't see. So I call it kind of like, it's like, you know, the bitch pose, the fierceness, and it's like you squeeze. That, you can never have big eyes when you do that. Fierce is like that. Okay, let's take a look. All right, for here, what I'm seeing here, it just seems like you might be too far apart because the hands aren't relating right. Okay, they might need to be a little bit closer. It almost looks like you're holding them out like that. So you might want to consider that. What I think it is you have your arms just straight down. I'll show you again about this, and I'll show you how your arms will look more fierce. Yeah, they're spaced too far apart. I think you're sitting too far apart. It's way far apart. The hands, see here, the hands are a little bit better here, they're a little bit closer, okay? Yeah. So even there's some attitude there. I like how see how there really doesn't feel like you're holding it. You really want that wrist to be broken. You don't even want, even if you hold it up a little bit, it feels like you're holding up. It totally has to be bent over like that. Nothing. I mean, it's a pretty, for this pose, it's a pretty severe bend, all right? So that's why that one works better, okay? See here, it looks like you're holding it. Plus it's, all right, nice right there, look at that. Yeah. Be a great bathing suit right there, and how you're doing it with the feet, and get tall, and the legs are, it's a good hand right here, just like this. You're not pushing, you see the little bit of space, it's got a nice bend to it. Yeah. That's nice and commercial right there, you could use that. Yeah, see the hands here, how they really have the final. It not only goes down like that, but then it even goes down. See, the hands would actually kind of go down, versus right now when I see it, it looks like this. When in reality, see how much more it would go. Okay, it wouldn't be this way. It would be like that more. Okay. See that? See your fingers start coming around. It's so subtle, but those are the little clues as far as really what makes a model, makes this hand believable, and the better the model, they'll understand that. That looks nice. Yeah, good hands there. This is nice. Look at this. This is side like this, and then this right here. This has got some nice lines in it, and this is nice, and that. And see how you have the two different heights there, and you look long. Nice, yeah. Great. Okay, let's move on. That was good. Now what I would like to talk about is to show you the category specifically called beauty. What I have here is a table that I already had in the studio. I put an overhead projector on it. You can get these for nothing. They do make actual posing tables with the cutout. I don't happen to own one, but I have this, and I just put some tin foil on it. I'm just making do. Cost me nothing. And why you have a posing table for beauty shots is it has some place for them to put their arms, versus them just holding it like this. They really have more leeway of how to sit with their arms. So this goes up and down, so you would adjust it according to the height of the model. So what we have here in beauty, why it is so different, there are different rules. Where you're looking, for instance, a lot of times it's not about directly looking into the camera. It could be anything. It depends on what you're selling. You could be selling the eyeshadow in the picture. You could be selling a necklace in the picture. So it's very specific to what the photographer is interested in. As far as looking off in the picture, you really could be looking off in a certain way. The photographer will help you where it is that you want to be looking. Really depends on what they're selling. It could be a perfume ad and they're selling the nape of the neck. So what we have here is I want to show you how to use and utilize your hands and what the hands should look like in the face. I'm a big proponent of no hands by the face, but in certain situations, of course, it's required and it's needed. First of all, for the modeling industry, agencies typically, and you can see this in ads, typically what you have is a very neutral nail polish. Your nails are pretty short. You do not have a French manicure with square nails. If you look at ads in any kind of high-end magazine, you'll see that the nails are always neutral because clients do not want big white square nails competing with their products. So they're usually pretty neutral, like my nails here. So let's go and we'll start as far as the speed of the shoot and what someone's looking for. For instance, the photographer, I would be pretty close shooting the image for, it's just this amount, so it's pretty close shooting. So you have a speed issue in that you wouldn't want to be jumping too much from shot to shot because I can't follow you as the photographer. So what it is, it's you really want to take your time and hold. A lot of times for beauty, the depth of field might be a half of a slice of bread, not even one slice. For instance, if I'm straight, both eyes are in focus. If I even turn this much, I'll have to focus on this front eye, and this back eye will not be in focus. That might be a look that the photographer is going for. So it really depends on the depth. So as far as this table, you can see how much it lets me have my hands in the photograph, and now we're going to talk about the hands. You've heard me earlier about the profile of the hand, and the reason is obviously it is more attractive, and when somebody is relaxed, this is how their hands are. To show tension is to straighten them. To keep them straight, you'd have to force them straight, and that tells me if you have your hand like this, it's not relaxed. You're having to do that, but if your hand is like this, it's obviously very relaxed. So typically I should be able to have some space in between. Like if I was dragging my hand on my face, I wouldn't drag my hand flat like this. I would have it like this, and I try to keep the jawline clear, and I try to put it back here. So if you are asked to work with your hands, it's like, for instance, I wouldn't do this little senior portrait, and this is, but if I was just passing through and grazing my face like this, see, that would work. To actually look like the hand was in motion versus holding the hand like this. When you have to hold it like this, it doesn't really quite look the same. It's just really heavy like this, and that's why we use posing tables. And you can do it, like I said, on your own, but look what you would have to do. You would actually have to pick them up and hold it. Remember, I'm only shooting this much, and a lot of times in beauty it looks like she's nude. It is all about the face. Typically the hair is slicked back. It's not even about the hair, or the hair has a fan on it to blow it back. So it really is, and the head and everything is very contorted. The model could really be looking off into space. Again, makeup ads, jewelry ads, perfume ads, you know, anything. So where they're looking is usually very severe, and even the hands coming through can be all over the place. So it's a safe bet if you keep your hands in a profile and or very soft like this, they'll be beautiful, which is very, very important. This is considered, for me anyway, I consider my beauty shooting my highest end shooting. This is where it takes the most skill for a model to have two beautiful hands. It's even like if you wanted to have a hand here and here, and you can see the foundation of it. It's like, you know, why? It's even like if you had your hand like this and you were looking, it's like, make it real. It's like, see, I'm not holding. Even that little bit of that pressure, you can feel it on the other end, because the hand naturally has an arc to it like this, where these three fingers are by themselves, and this space is a V here, and that's separate. So when I go like this, it's just like a dancer. A dancer leads with this index finger. As a model, you can see I lead with that index finger. It's no different. Dancers dance that way because that's what we do as a human being. We hold our hands that way. So girls, if you really, really want to practice your modeling, you can do this in a mirror so easily and see if you have believable, beautiful hands. So what I want you to do now is, you're not going to look directly into the camera. I want you to start doing some where you're really severely tipping your heads and your side. And remember, don't just look with your eyeballs. I'm talking about actual head pictures. Stay there, and I'll kind of show you. Actually, come around to the front, and I'll show you what I mean. When I ask you to first just look at the side, just then, this is what you did. You just looked at the side. That just shows all the whites. What I'm talking about is, pretend like maybe you're doing a makeup ad, like you know, and we want to sell this part of your, and you see how you would actually be looking away, kind of much more. It's actually, because in beauty you never know what you're going to be selling. There are no rules as much as far as beauty, as far as how much you might be, you know, really tipping your head or something like that. So it's all about, you see, just to give some variation to what we're doing. These are close-ups and ads. I mean, that could be for just that earring, you see. So just want you to, hold on. Beautiful. Yes, and this is definitely when you would use a lot of shoulder. How about, let's get this hair to the back, and we'll just have that hair. That way, let's see how you can work that shoulder and really pop those bones. There you go. That's beauty. Let me get rid of, see if you can really tighten up this hair. And when you push it back, keep it real tight. Pull it tight. Let's try not to have any popping. There you go. Beautiful. Yes. Really give me lots of shoulder. You can't, get very severe with your arm. You see how there's no negative space? There you go. That's really, you really use up that full table. Get negative space so that the arms really look skinny. And really, I'm talking, this is when you severely exaggerate this right here. Really like contort it, push it forward really big, really hard for beauty. It's like even if you have to hang over the whole edge of the table or something, you're really, like it's almost very contorted, all right? So really, beautiful right there, beautiful. Right in there, give me collarbone. It's in a beauty shot, typically I'll always want it, I'll never want the collarbone flat, hardly at all. I'm always going to want somehow it tipped in to get this, whatever you have to do to give me some interest. If it's flat, it's not interesting, okay? So for beauty, I prefer a really big twist, whatever you have to do, okay? It's very exaggerated, the lines. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, wherever you're looking is too far over, because your head's this way, but you're just looking with your eyes. I don't want white, so if you're going to look sideways, make sure that it's not all about whites. There you go. Beautiful. Gorgeous. That is right there, right there, right there, right there. Yes, 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 yes. Now work that area. If I'm like that excited, don't move. Beautiful. Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Pop the bone. There's no bones popped. Really severely. Really shove that shoulder into my camera. Okay, one of the shoulders, something. Card full. Let's see what we got. Beautiful. A little severe. Yeah, there you go. It's a little, yeah. See, I mean, you could be selling eyeshadow here. This could be just an ad just right here even. All right. There you go. That's beautiful. And see this little bit of this pop, okay? That's what the table is for. Otherwise, you'd have to hold your arm in midair and do that. All right? Yeah, well, from nothing to too much. So you have to learn, you know, the in-between, how much is good. There you go. Nice, beautiful. This is what I mean by just looking with too much whites. But still, you never know what someone, you might be just selling a mascara. Beautiful hand, we saw that. All right, one more, and we're real quick, and we're done. That's gorgeous. Love that. Love the eyes, by the way. You're really working your eyes nicely. Really beautiful. That's nice. All right, let's go ahead and you can use your hands as much as you want by your face. Normally I wouldn't let you. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. Good job. Good job, Tiffany. Beautiful right there. Pull them a little further back. They're a little too close right here. I kind of like it a little bit if you're going to have it right in here a bit. That's beautiful. Let's try a little bit of, believe it or not, just
I haven't even done the mouth.
I know, it's a little hard, you know, just, it's kind of more sideways. Like I said, it's not like this. You can just kind of, it's like almost like you're playing with your lip a little or something, just a little bit. There you go. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. It's not nasty or anything. It's just beautiful. You can, I'm hitting my light here. Just like you were, you know, traveling. You just happened to be traveling through, that's all. That's beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. Simple as that. Okay, we're done. What an improvement just from the first time. And you've never done beauty. This is the first time we've done beauty like this with the table.
Yeah.
And I do find that you can really see that wow, nice, that the table does really help. Wow, nice job with the hands. And I'll tell you, models really struggle with this being in the right. I've tried before, I've given up. And this is really beautiful, this nice leading line right here. It's gorgeous. Really, yep, and see, this is important because that really sculpts you right there. It's critical. If that was flat, it would look just too much skin, too chunky, all right? So this is, believe it or not, this is critical to the picture in my point. If this wasn't here, there would be no picture. Okay, that's how much. Wow, look at that. That is phenomenal. Oh my God, that's a keeper right there. Look at that. You look like you're in the tropics someplace. Just, wow, look at that. And see your eyes, you're really emoting there. It's really beautiful, Tiffany. That's gorgeous. Nice. Yeah, the finger not so good. It doesn't make any sense where it is. Where it was before, yeah, definitely, you know, even right there, you see on it, or whatnot, it makes more sense. Below it, not as much. So, whoa, yeah. All right, so I would suggest for anyone wanting to get into modeling to really practice beautiful hands by the face. Good job. All right, let's move on. All right, so what I want to show you now is how to make the body slim in especially a bathing suit shot. Here we have your heaviest right here is straight on, and to thin that out, you would just pivot and twist, and I like to pick it up like this and have the belly button at a 45-degree angle. So what you're doing is you're not flat-footed and you're not just turning. What you are is you're on the tippy toe and you're picking up this hip. And the reason that you're doing that and picking that hip up is you want one long, continuous, beautiful line. You have the toe straight in, this straight in, and this. And what you don't want to do is cut into that straight line with your hand like this. So what it is you're going to pick it up, and you're going to rotate that, and it kind of sticks out a little, and you've got a nice arch. And your hand is not going to be up here on this part. That shortens this rib cage area. You want to gain some space there. So what you're going to be is you're going to be down here. You're not going to be all the way around in here. So let's say you had little ties here or something. You could hang off of them like this. You could be down here. And this is how you're going to pick up some space. Be careful how much you twist, because you don't want to twist this back fat right here and have a roll. So you can kind of feel how much are you able to kick that up before it starts rolling. Every girl is different. It depends on how big you are right in here, but be careful of that, how much you pick that up. So here you are, and here's the negative space that I have here. Here's the soft hand, the cupped hand. I prefer a cupped hand back here versus somebody planting right here. I don't like the strain of the plant right here. I'm not crazy about it. So here's a really good, simple technique to get a model modeling right away, quickly, and make it look like she's modeled for years. And this is it. The foundation of your hand is like this. This is how a person stands relaxed, exactly like this. The hand is cupped and it goes like this. All you have to do is you simply take the same hand and you take this, and the hands go up onto your body like this, and they're not at the same time. One's higher and one's lower. So it's just like this. Now what I'm doing is I'm twisting my body and I'm going up and down. So in other words, I'm going back and forth. You'll see I'm going up and down and I'm twisting. So all I would have to do, for instance, for this is I pick this up like this and I go like this. So you can see the hip is up, the two shoulders and the two hands. So all you would have to do is glide up and down your body like this. I'm not pressing, I'm not splaying, my hands aren't here. Here's the hand, neutral. All I did was pick them up. And here's my elbows. My elbows aren't out. All they are is basically they're straight back. And now what you have is here's a man's, magazine where then again you would go like this and you would arch your back and you would push out your chest. All you would have to do is go like this. And now you're really modeling as far as, and this is all you're doing is twisting and turning. All right? And you're on your tippy toe here. And different ways you can also be on your tippy toes straight. You have to be very careful. Really, a thin girl would have to be like this on both tippy toes. You have to watch how much weight you stand on one leg. If you just stand like this and pop this out, what happens is by standing like this, this looks wide in the photograph right here. So depending on the girl will depend whether she can actually just put her weight right here. You really have to watch that. What happens is they somewhat can stand like that, but after they've done that, see, they have to pull it back up, because even a thin girl can look heavy if she puts all of her weight right here. So let's try this with our model Tiffany and see how she does. Beautiful. Watch that hand, don't splay that hand. And keep it off of that, see that one line? I don't want you to dissect on that one line. So I want you to fake it and kind of put it back here more. So even yes, back there, right. And don't, see, yes, keep that cup in the hand. Don't go like this and splay them out. Okay, that's my preference. There you go, beautiful, yes. So basically what you're doing is you're just kind of lightly going with your hands like this. Beautiful, that's nice. There you go. Beautiful. Love that. Love that. Beautiful. Yep. Gorgeous. That's nice. Watch your hands, the left hands. Beautiful. And what I want is, see your knee is sideways. There you go. I want it to be, look at that. I want the knee to be in line to me. I don't want to look at the sideways of the knee. There you go. Much nicer. Let me back up. Beautiful. And when you do push that toe down, don't squish it down too much. It really is just more of a fake. It's just, you're not really crunching your toes. You're just touching it lightly. And that is harder because now you have to hold yourself up. You are totally holding yourself up in the back. This front foot really is fake. It's not really doing anything. I don't want you holding your weight on both toes. Oh, there you go. Watch how you're grabbing that fabric. I don't want you to grab it as much as I want you to look like you're pushing it out of your way because you're emerging from it. There you go. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. Great. Let's do some straight on and see how you look straight on. Let's do some of that too. And see how you can make yourself look thin, but you're straight. Pretty hard to do. Let's get up on both toes in your, yeah. There you go. There you go. Because see, I could cut you off. Now the other option is I could get something for one of your feet. You got it. Yep, kind of. There you go. See if you can stay up on both your toes. It will thin you out. And then we'll just take a few shots and then we'll stop. There you go. There you go. Nice. Yep. There, yeah. It's like an athlete. Nice. All right. Let's take a look. Yeah. See the hand here? Yeah. Beautiful. To me, that's my preference right there. It's just there. And you see how this... Yeah, this is coming around too much, too curled, but you see, and then see this is sideways. We don't want it sideways. We want this, and see this is sideways. We want that knee, if you can, facing. This is, for traditional posing. Now, if you were, on the ground and whatnot, this is just so that you can see. This is how to make your body the thinnest. Wow, beautiful hand right there. See, I like that. And this to me is a little bit too close and too much. You see how tight that is? See that? And there's the difference. That's negative space. Do you see how thin your body looks with negative space? This right here, to me, looks like you were just kind of going by, and it looks like I caught you mid-motion, and that's why I like it. You don't look very posy there. That's just beautiful hand. Right. Whoa.
That hand.
Yeah. Even that, you move your hands beautifully too when you do them, so it's nice. Even that, and it's just a little bit of a twist right there. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, there you go. Just moving. Yeah, then now you can just, how you model where you look like you're moving? Yeah, knee to knee a bit. The knee, there you go. That's beautiful. Right, so this way you don't have to hold the fabric. You can just move. Beautiful. Nice. That's nice. Yeah, good hand there on the left. That's nice. Yep. Yep. Don't just hold the hair there, though. You're going to actually have to work with it. And some of the ones that I showed you earlier, working, with that and working with your mouth and things like that, let's do some of that, too. You got to get that tight because there's the weirdo. It always, when you go one side, it has to be tight behind your ear. Otherwise, you get these like loops that stick out. There you go, beautiful. That's just gorgeous. Beautiful. That's nice. That's great, Tiffany. Really nice. Don't just hold the hair straight out like that either. That looks kind of fake, and when it's straight, it doesn't look real. Because you want to play with it and keep all the curls, so don't go all the way with it. Yep. You go a little bit faster when you play with the hair, because towards the end it gets a little fakey. That's nice. And remember the ones how the lips that we liked and whatnot, right on the side, right there, and it has to be real. It can't be low and whatnot. Beautiful. Nice. There you go. It's almost like you're biting the tip of your nail, too. It can actually, like, go in like that. Just don't show bottom teeth, because we're not doing that. Yeah, you just kind of work with it. There you go. It's almost like you just were yes, perfect, 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 perfect. That's beautiful. That's really gorgeous. That's nice. That is nice. Woo! Damn, girl. That looks hot. All right, you go, girl. Let's take a look. Now, you see the difference with just putting a little platform there for you, so now you're not straining as much. You can just stand there, and that's doing the work for you, okay? You can't tell that it's doing the work for you. Yeah, see, you were doing it. We don't want to really show any about the bottom teeth. We want it more, let's not say we. There is no we here. I'm the photographer. I want it more sweet, just more sweetly seductive, okay? And yes, I mean, you know, other people can do whatever they want, but... Because I have a thing about seeing the bottom teeth. I really don't want to see them. Yeah, and see when you straighten that straight out, it doesn't work. So you want it to look like you're more playing with it, not pulling on it straight. So it would be intertwined in the hair. It wouldn't be like, you wouldn't do that, okay? By the way, that's kind of common for girls to do that. I don't really understand why, but it is. See, it doesn't work. You've got to maintain it in the hair. Let me show you some. Yeah. It's like you're holding on to it, not playing with it, and there is a difference. Might want to sometimes consider opening this up sometimes to give a little bit more space back there, but yeah, otherwise it looks pretty good. Beautiful hand, yeah, right here. So see, there's that little bit of difference. So when you pull it back too far like that, it really disappears. So what it is, think about the space. So don't pull it back, you know, that much, all right? So it's just here, and it's a little bend, okay? Because I think that see-through space can be kind of important. All right, let's do another one, and we'll finish up. Beautiful. Nice. Yep. Nice. Good speed. Nice. Nice. That's nice. Beautiful. That's nice. That's nice. Yep. Kind of like you're pulling on it. That's nice. Playing with it and keep it. Yep. That's nice. Beautiful. You know, do a hair thing on the side. And actually, that can be part of the picture, is you can just kind of, you know, as you're paying attention to that, it's like instead of just getting rid of it, you can utilize it as a pick. That's nice. Right, and you can also take your hand right on your strap, and you can, you know, sure, you can go down. Absolutely. Let's tighten up the hair again back here. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yep. Your right hand's got to be changed. It's just not right. There you go. You can start at the top again and do that sequence again. There you go. Beautiful. And now just slowly drag it down. Just really don't push or anything. It has to still have that gap in your hand. It's really, you have to go a little faster, because right now too much thought is in it and it's just not right. There you go. When you go too slow, it gets a little bit stiff. There you go. Yep. Try working both of your ties below, where you're just kind of working low. There you go. Beautiful. And like, don't hang on them too tight, just really soft and nice. That way you don't want your knuckles to pop. Just really nice and gentle. There you go. Nice. Beautiful. Yep. Make sure you have that negative. Yes, you got to make sure one of the arms at least has some negative space. That's how you're going to look the thinnest. Is I want to see through. There. If I can't see through both, at least give me one. You know, I don't have to see both, but one I do. There you go. Beautiful. Good speed. That's beautiful. Nice. All right, let's see what we have. We're done. Yeah. Looks like you're moving. Yeah, yeah, it's nice. It almost looks like, yeah, you're actually taking a step. This is a little probably crossed over a little too much in a way. It looks like you'd almost trip yourself if you went, but I like the movement of it. It looks like you're actually moving. Well, it's pretty cool. But now you see what I mean, though, about the, yeah. It's a little crossed over a little bit too much, but that's okay. Yeah. And I love it when somebody's just, you know, right standing there doing hardly anything into the camera. It looks nice. There you go. Wow, your hips look great there. It's really hard for me anyway a lot of times to get good shots with an elbow in the picture because it's so much about the arm. It's a tough. I typically don't really do them much. I'm not crazy about it. That's why I'll typically have somebody, instead of the elbow way back here, I'll have somebody work in here even instead. All right, because then you're not way up here. But you know, this is legitimate too to be that way too. So, okay. Yeah, like I say, I tend to, you know, like something like that where the elbow's down and you're playing with the hair here. That would be my preference. This is, whoa. Oh, yeah. Looks good, just standing there. Okay, next, we're done with that. The next pose I'd like to show you is just sitting up on the knees, or this is a great beach shot because your knees can be in the sand. You can really see this. Basically, I'm showing you this on the bed because it really is the same as being on the beach. So what it is, and this looks attractive for a lot of different girls. If I have a little bit of trouble shooting a girl and I really can't get her in a good bathing suit shot, this is always a good shot, and or lingerie. I think the majority of girls look really good shot this way. And again, it's the same foundation. I'm up and I'm down. Right here I'm spread pretty wide. I want to get wide, and here's my hands. It's just pretend like I'm standing. I'm doing exactly the same thing. There really isn't much difference. I keep my hands really soft, like I'm not going to grip this. I almost want, like I said, if I want it to look like I'm just pushing it aside. You see, I'm not grasping or anything. The hands are always soft. They're really not doing much. Even if I was going like this, you can see it just looking like I'm pushing. And again, you want to push your face forward. It's very soft. I'm not doing much to it. Go like this. Really push forward. And or if you wanted it to be more catalog looking, still this was pretty catalog looking like this, but there's not much to it. You would just go like this. It's like this. So this is a great pose. I think probably this is the best for most girls. And it, like I said, it works great on the beach too. You can really keep sitting down like this. It's a lot of variety to it. Come like this. Point my feet. All right? So this is it. So we'll have the model do this. Tiffany? Okay. Nice. Beautiful. Now, don't let me lose your hand totally back there as far as behind the fabric. Just go like this, like you're pushing it. There you go. There you go. Because I like to see a little bit more. Now your fingers are too splayed on the fat. Yeah, you got to be careful if you're going to do that. There you go. Beautiful. So it's very similar to sitting, but like I said, how it affects the girl's body, I think, is really attractive. Now let's pull that leg behind your foot behind it, so it's sort of hidden by the legs a little bit. Pull them out just a little bit. There you go. There you go. So basically, I'm just seeing her legs. I don't want to. If I can. This is a little bit deep for a bed right here. It's a little soft. Normally, I would have it a little harder. You can see it's going a little too deep. But yeah, I'd like to, keep it where I don't see a lot of her leg. So. Yeah, it's a little bit soft, but we're going to shoot that anyway. We're going to just crop that out. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. That's nice. Nice. Let me have your hair down on both sides in front. Yeah, we're just going to have hair on both sides now because of that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're just going to do that. There you go. Nice. Beautiful. There you go. Yep, I'm just going to work that. Wash your fingers, how you're splaying them apart. Remember, kind of, you know, don't have a whole lot of fingers in the front. And it's kind of in the back, but keep your negative space. There you go. Beautiful. So think pretty hands, never splayed hands. There you go. And negative space will make you look thin because the negative space is going to show off the size of your waist. When you have your arm against it, you can't see where your waist ends because your skin of your arm is against it. That's why one of the reasons why you look thinner when you can see through. Okay, beautiful. That's just nice right there. That's all you have to do. That's nice. And that's it. You want to take some close-ups? Beautiful. And don't bury your hand too much in your hair because then it looks like it's amputated. Right, real soft. And don't pull on it so it's straight. Keep it so the curl is there. There you go. Yep. And let's do some practice right on the side of your mouth a little bit. Just really, yeah, there you go. It's kind of, yes. And it's, so it makes sense. There you, yes, beautiful. That's nice. Nice, 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 nice. And it's like it has to be like more in the crack of the lip, not just on the lip too. It's like it was in your mouth. So if it's just laying on your lip, it doesn't make any sense. There you go. It's almost like beautiful. It's almost like you're biting the end of your fingernail. That's how much it kind of should, in a way, be in. But don't show kind of just a little bit there without showing your bottom teeth. There you go. It's sexy without being trashy. Beautiful. Nope, lost the hand. I need a better hand. Yep, just start all over if you lose it. Yep. Now give me a face. Right now your face is a little blank, looking like you're enjoying it. It's got to be a come hither look. You really have to turn on your face. If you don't turn on your face, there's just not much there. You have to really emote something with your eyes. Okay, it's like, I'm enjoying this, and wouldn't you like to be me? A little bit stronger in the face. I want a heavier, it's like I want a little bit more seduction to the camera. It's like, even can you come forward with it? Just like really, yeah. There you go. That's nice, right in there. Okay, let's see what we have. It's not your fault or anything, but I just wouldn't pick the picture because of the back of the arm isn't really doing anything. This is out of focus, but this is perfect because you see the extension of this and how it is. I like to see not the back only of the hand like this, but you want to see cracks of the fingers too. That's the difference of a good picture and a bad. That one's just out of focus, but nice picture. Wow, that looks good out of focus. Yeah. So you do want to see cracks of your fingers. It does look nicer. You really have to plant that finger in a place that makes sense. There you go. See how that makes sense? It's going down, and you can see it's in the crack of your mouth, but it's not nasty, and it's not sitting on your lip. Because it looks like you're chewing your nail, and that's, in a way, whatever you're doing has to make sense. Look at that. That's just really sweet and kind of really nice. So good to practice to model, you know, by your face. It's hard. Right. This is nice. You see this? I can still see all of your fingers. It's not buried in your hand, and look at what you're doing, twirling the hair like this, and the hand is still nice. That's very, very nice. This is a picture I would choose. This is something I would work on. The negative space, the body, I'd clean this up right in here. But this right here and this tip, how this is like this with this beautiful hand, that's a reason for me to pick this photograph. It has, for me, everything about it's going on, all right? And this would qualify for a picture I'd put in my portfolio. So it's got everything to it. See, look at the hands here. Not much. That, no, it's not much. You know, that's not bad. All right, and that's the differences.
There's so good stuff right there.
Yep. See that? And like, look at how that just sculpts that really thin when you have that. So always be careful of that. And today, that most valuable lesson could be the value of negative space. Look at that. That's really nice. Looks like you're really coming into the picture. That's just a classic. This is beautiful right here. This is perfect. This is nice. This is nice the way this goes, and then it curves back around. See this right here? It's really what we're looking for. We're looking for diagonals, up and down, curves. This just has everything. Okay, let's do some laying down. Okay. So what you want to be aware of is what I call antlers. I do not like the feet and or high heels coming directly out of the head behind. I like the body and suggest that it be, as far as for if you're going to start, like on the side and you see a sliver of the body and the top leg is over the bottom leg. You can still use this for beach, lingerie, bathing suit. You can model this way. There's a lot of variations of how you want to. I also use this for glamour shoots. This is for older models I can do that want to show things. It really hides the stomach well. And again, here's that long line, just the same line that you're standing up. It's just that you're laying down and you're shooting this nice long line, the same line. So let's do some shooting on the bed and see what we have. A little thing I want to point out for lingerie is the bra. And what it is a woman's going to buy a bra that fits her exactly. It's going to be comfortable. But when you do a lingerie shoot, what you want is basically you want a size smaller. And so she doesn't have to buy a size smaller. What you want to do, if possible, is you want to take it and you want to go like this and you want to clip it. Let me have the other side right here. And now what it is what you want to try and do is make it so that there's a little overflow over the top of the bra. That's how it looks the best. If you look at the catalogs and whatnot, so you can see this is how she normally wears it, and that's if you clip it really tight. Now that is if she's facing the camera, of course, straight. But this, I mean, I'm really pulling that. Or if she's going to bring a bra or buy it separate, it's like you buy a bra, a cup small, because you can see right here you really want to, and you can see the difference. All right, let's try that. Beautiful. That's nice. Gorgeous. Nice. Beautiful. Nice job. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. That's nice. Beautiful. Nice lines. Nice. Ah, you go, girl. Nice. Good transition. Really nice. That's nice. Beautiful. That's nice. Yep. Nice speed, really good. It's not too fast, not too slow, beautiful. That's nice, Tiffany. That's nice. Nice backhand, nice, yep, nice and heavy, nice and pretty. Nice, good job, good job. All right, let's do some, yeah, on the back like that. You kind of put your head on the side. You don't want to strain your forehead too hard to look at me either. So just keep that in mind. That's beautiful. That's nice. You have some hair right in the front by your cheek. Let's just get it out of the way. Right, and the tendency for a lot of models is to strain their eyes looking at me, so you don't want to do that. You just still want to be natural. It's beautiful. I'm just waiting for better hands. I just don't. Now, if I pause, it's because I'm waiting for something to change. So if I'm taking too much time, beautiful. You just take it that something's not quite right. So you don't hold that pause because I want you to move on. So that's exactly right. You just moved on to something else. So nice. And what you do have to watch in lingerie and bathing suits especially is you never want to have a lot of white of the eye. That is not sexy to have a lot of white. You really want, and this is why they call it a bedroom eye. A bedroom eye is small. It's just a slit. It's very heavy. So always think small eyes. Squeeze them up. It's like when you pick up your head, they automatically become smaller when you tip your head back, and that's why a lot of times you'll see pictures with the head tipped back because it forces the eyes shut. There you go. Beautiful. Right. You see when their eyes are smaller, definitely much more attractive. Beautiful. And sometimes you can just close your eyes. And what you would do if you were closing your eyes, it would be very typical. The eyes would be closed and you'd really be pushing your back up and closing like this, which would obviously be more of a, men's magazine type thing, but it's more glamour. It's not as commercial, but obviously it's a nice look. Yep, and you can roll your body towards me a little bit, and that way I'll get a little bit more of that in the picture. Watch your back hand, because I can just barely see it. There you go. I don't want to, it's like I could only see a little bit of it, and it looks like something coming out of your body, so beautiful. Let me get some close-up. Nice job. Let's fix your hair, a new hair situation. Yeah, actually we'll do a whole new pose. I'll come right in. Beautiful. And it's, I guess, that's nice. However you can get comfortable. Yep. You might want to pick up one of your feet, and it changes. What it does is it kind of perks up the butt just a little bit. Not too much like you're sticking it up, but, right now you're picking up your foot too much for me. It's like just pretend like you were going like this with your foot, back and forth. Don't hold it towards me like that. It's just like, Make the realness of it. Beautiful. Yeah, let's see what we have. Yeah. Cool, and there again, you want to keep your eyes. See the difference? Big eyes and a lot of white underneath, and that's called a canoe when it's underneath like that. You typically don't want and now look at the difference when it's small and no canoe, see? And this would have been nice with the foot up and just kind of, back and forth, even like crossed, kind of whimsical back and forth versus just flat right there. Cool. Yeah, it's like never be afraid to just close your eyes. And because the bed is so deep, pushing away from it really doesn't look like you're pushing that much, all right? Because that really is a deep comforter. Yeah, you got to definitely, again, the white eye, big eye, not sexy. Just think small. Always think small eyes. So even if you have to squeeze them up. There you go. Beautiful. We've had a great day of shooting, and I want to start by thanking Tiffany for a wonderful job. I have shot Tiffany from her very first shoot, and it's wonderful to see the progression of how I've taught her how to model. She doesn't just try and get a lucky shot once in a while. She's using her brain, and she's progressing. Hopefully my techniques you can use, and you can use them for models that you shoot repetitively or one time, both. Now, I do want to explain that the workflow that you saw today is truly my workflow. That is how I shoot. I sit in the model's place. I have them stand where the camera is. I show them how to model, what I expect from them, what I want them to do. I explain the depth of field. I explain the zone of exposure, of how much they can move and how quickly they can move. I take a few shots, I look at the exposure, I look at everything on the camera, on the television. I don't show the initial shots to the model. Not until I get all the lighting set up do I actually call her over. So I keep changing and changing, and once I'm good to go, I tell her. Once I'm good to go, I might take about 15 to 20 pictures depending on the situation. After that, I'll tell her, I'll call her over to the television or your computer if you're tethered to that, and we will talk about the pictures. And yes, do I talk about the good as well as the bad? Do I pick out the flaws? I do. Sometimes at the very beginning when I'm shooting, I know I'm taking bad pictures, but I'm taking them because I want to show them on the screen to her. So sometimes I'm just looking and trying to figure out the angle. So I know I'm taking bad pictures, but it's okay. I'll delete those pictures, and then she can see what she's doing wrong. I want to document to her what she's doing wrong, because when she sees herself that big on that screen, when she goes back, she's going to stop it. So I also, at the whole time I'm shooting and I'm looking at the screen, I'm talking. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen because I'm trying to talk to myself, you know, what is it I'm doing wrong? What is it I'm doing wrong? With the TV, I definitely look at it for details. Today, you know, you're doing a DVD, you look over little things, but when I'm shooting in the studio and I'm doing absolutely real shoots, I do not overlook anything, everything, the hair, the makeup. This is your time to look it over. So really use, I feel, tethering to your advantage. When I'm in the studio, I tether 100% of the time. Now, for a typical day shoot, if I was going to shoot, for instance, a comp card, and I'm doing 4 looks, which would be typical, I would do 2 looks in the studio, tethered. That's the training ground. That's when I'm training her about the negative space, how I want her to sit. So when we go outside and I do the other 2, she has something to fall back on. She understands what I'm looking for. So when I shoot outside, it is much quicker. And she has a little bit of guidance, because I don't want to do it out in the street, because obviously I don't have a large screen TV. So I just want to let you know what you saw today is truly, truly how I work in the studio for all of my shoots. And I think perhaps tethering, a model can see what she's doing right and what she's doing wrong. And yes, I do point out what I feel that she has to compensate for, and have her think about, oh, you know, I don't have an upper lip, I don't want to do this, or my nose doesn't look this good, you know, this way. That's the model's job, to understand how to compensate for her flaws, and you need to help her out, you know, in a very delicate manner. And usually I call it an issue. You know, your issue is, you know, this, and oh, you look better this way. So just keep in mind that the tethering is definitely a help, and I suggest it to everyone, and I really feel it's the foundation to a lot of great pictures that I produce, and I wouldn't do it any other way. And hopefully, by watching my workflow and how I work, hopefully this will help you take better pictures in the future. So good luck, and thank you very much.